Hello and welcome to Turbo Thumbs. I am Rasta Joe and this is Techno Thumbs, the show that's all about our gaming gear. Once again, we're talking about Amiibo, Nintendo's Toys to Life statuettes. This time we're going to get into Amiibo customization. A quick Google search will show you all kinds of custom Amiibo, from the hilarious to the ridiculous to the truly impressive. Today we're going to customize 3 Amiibo. First, we'll repaint the Ryu from part 1 to make the trophy for Turbo Thumb's Black Friday Beatdown. Next, we'll add a little PK magic to Ness. Then, we'll repose Ike's cape using hot and cold water. For now, let's press start. Alright, we got Ryu all taped up here. Might be kind of hard to see. But anyway, he's taped up, ready to be painted. I'm going to use some gold spray paint on him. And we'll just try to cover him completely as much as we can. Wait for that to dissipate a little bit. Alright, so he's mostly golden now. I just want to touch up a couple spots real quick. Get under his gi here. Yeah, the bottom of his hands didn't quite get enough. But I think that should do it. So we'll set him back down, let him dry again, and he should be good. Alright, so now we're ready to do Ness. Here he is. And we're going to add to him this, what's called a pom-pom. It's purple and sparkly, kind of looks like his PK powers. So that's why I've chosen that. Here we've got super glue. I'm going to use that to stick it on with. And here is a piece of wire that I took from a twist tie. It's nice and thin, so it'll be harder to see. But the first thing we got to do is I'm going to break the seal on the super glue. Alright, that should do it. Yep, so there's a hole in there now. And I'm going to stick the wire in. Just get some glue on it. And it's very hard to see, but there's glue on there. So I'm just going to shove that in the back of the pom-pom. Try to get it in there good and deep. And now I'm going to have to let that dry before we go on to the next step. Alright, so now the pom-pom is glued on good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it to the back of his hand with the super glue. But first I need to trim the wire with my pliers here. And I think I'm about that long. It's not cutting through. It's loose on the other side. There we go. Alright. So now I'm just going to put a tiny drop on the back of his hand. Alright, so now it's holding itself in place. I'm just going to let it dry a little longer. Then I'll come back and put another drop on to get the end of this wire surrounded with the glue. Alright, so the glue is dry, and now he's ready. He's all finished. And we can bend this into whatever position we want, just in front of his finger, but I like it the way it is, so I'm going to leave it just like that. Alright, now we've got Ike here. We're going to repose his cape, and to do that, first we need to soften it. We'll do that by dipping him in some boiling water. You see we've got our water almost to a boil here. That should soften up the cape. Then we'll reposition it and put him in this ice water bath, holding the cape in position, and the ice water bath will cool it. Hopefully it will hold the shape that we put it in. So now the water's at a slow boil. I got Ike in my dipping tool here, which is just a piece of wire that I bent into the shape I need. So let's dip him in. And make sure I get the whole cape in there. And 10 seconds should be enough to soften it up. Oh, I can already see the cape moving around in the water, so it's definitely softened. Alright, so now let's dip it in the ice bath. Alright, so I want my ice cape to flare outward rather than inward. So I just flip it outside like this, and I'm going to have to hold this end piece. But now we dip him in the cold, and you want to hold for at least 20 seconds. And that way the molecules condense, and they want to hold the shape that they're in. Yep, it's already holding its own shape pretty good. But I'm going to keep them in there just a little bit longer to be sure. Alright. So now rather than the cape wrapping around his body, it flares outwards as if wind is blowing on him. Much better. Alright, so that's it. 3 different kinds of customization. With Ryu, we painted him gold to make the trophy for Black Friday Beatdown, which was our Smash 4 tournament that ended last week. You can still see it if you want by following the link in the description. If you're going to spray paint your Amiibo though, hold the can more than a foot away so you don't get any bubbling, and do it outside. For Ness, we added a pom-pom using super glue. Super glue is very good for this kind of thing because it dries clear. Just don't use too much and it won't come out too noticeable. With Ike, we simply used boiling and cold water to soften and then harden the cape. Now, I shouldn't have to say this, but boiling water will burn you, so wear an oven mitt, preferably one that gives you a good grip. Or better yet, use a tool like we did. I made my own, but you might have something lying around the house already. Just use your brain and be safe. Also, if you ever want to undo the positioning, all you gotta do is dunk the Amiibo back in some boiling water. Well, that's it for this time on Techno Thumbs. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/turbothumbs or on Twitter at twitter.com/turbo_thumbs. Speaking of which, send us your custom Amiibo and we'll post the best ones to our Facebook and Twitter. For now, I have been Rasta Joe, and thank you for checking out Turbo Thumbs. Now let's end on some more cool customs.